Hello, hello, beautiful mystics, my gym mystics. I'm so excited to be live on the Gym Mystics community page. I haven't been live in I always tuck my hair behind my ears, but I actually like it forward. So I haven't been live on the Gym Mystics page in a little bit because, to be honest with you guys, I have been so focused on the membership because I've been putting out some good shit in there, okay? I'm just not even gonna lie. The workouts inside, the material, all the things, it's a beautiful space. So that's really where most of my attention is devoted, along with my one-on-one training clients. But what I wanted to share with you guys inside of this space today is how weight training really changed and honestly saved my life. I was watching this morning, I love a couple of key fitness gurus online. I do watch them and I do love them. And they've just been a pinnacle part of my journey. And I was watching Whitney Simmons today, and I love her just perky, happy personality, because honestly, I am all about doing what makes you happy and doing what inspires you and excites you and lights you up, because otherwise you're just not gonna fucking do it. That's just the truth. And I found that it was the same for me. And she shared how weight training, when she started weight training, it changed everything about her, and it saved her, my little puppy. It saved her from the space that she was in at that time, and it saved her from just herself at that moment. And I really deeply resonated with this particular share because I felt the same way when I started weight training for myself. And I know that a lot of people see my content, and it's kind of like an oxymoron a little bit, because I feel like people see it and they go, oh, well, she must be really easy, gentle, that kind of thing, because I'm all about always listening to your body and always hearing yourself and paying attention to your inner monologue and what the intentions are behind what you're doing, because it does matter. 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 And it matters because the difference is, when I was working out before, and I had about a 3-month stint with a trainer before I got pregnant with Scarlett. I actually was training when I was pregnant, first found out that I was pregnant with Scarlett. And I had been training for about 3 months, and I was doing it with this particular person, and I knew I was a badass. I was like, okay, I can get it. I saw a whole different side to myself that I'd never really seen before. But I really put the emphasis on, my husband's gonna like it, he's gonna treat me better, that basically all of these resources outside of myself. And I was doing it to please the trainer, I was doing it to please my husband, I was doing it to please everybody else, and I wasn't doing it to please myself. And as a result, I fell off the bandwagon. Literally, as soon as I found out I was pregnant, I trained for about 2 more weeks, and then I completely quit. And that was the only other experience with exercising on a routine basis that I had prior to me literally walking downstairs to my downstairs gym in Orlando and deciding to start weight training for myself. And from that day forward, that was oh my God, it was almost 4 years ago. I can't even believe that. So that was 4 years ago, and I have literally lost 90 pounds on my own, on my fucking own, okay? It is totally, totally crazy. And so I wanted to share with you guys just a few tidbits, what's been on my mind. I'm very much a random ramble girl. There is no structure to my shit, okay? The only place that I am super fucking structured is inside of Alchemized Exercise. But as far as my talks and my chats, I am very rambly, I'm very unstructured, and I like it that way because I like to chat with you guys about what's on my mind and really what I'm experiencing. So, as far as weight training, when I went downstairs to that gym that day, I'm gonna start putting on primer while I'm talking to you guys, because I also said this was a makeup video, and I wasn't lying, because I do want to do my makeup. I have a client call at 1, and so I want to make sure that my makeup's a little cute, just a little cute. So a little bit of primer, let that sit on there while we're chatting. So when I went downstairs for those 4 faithful years ago, And I picked up my, like, I don't say like my first pair of dumbbells, but like, I feel like it was like a cracking of my weight training virginity at that moment, because this was all me, you guys. Like, this moment when I started weight training and when I started doing this for myself and not listening to fucking anybody, okay? I don't give a shit. I didn't listen to anybody, okay? And I just noticed, for me, all of a sudden, I felt differently about myself. And not in a sense that, like, oh, so-and-so is gonna like the way I'm looking, or so-and-so is gonna like this, like, not in that very like egotistical space, but it was like, I mean, I don't want to say there wasn't ego involved, because I guess this could be ego. I don't know. I just call it confidence in myself because a lot of us lack, okay? A lot of us lack confidence in ourselves. And it's really, to be honest, I feel like lack in confidence in yourself is also a lack in experience of exploring yourself. Because when you explore yourself and you explore your limits and you explore yourself, what you think, your body, like all the things, you explore your limitations, okay? And you really get in there with life experience. You are more confident in taking steps. You're more confident in yourself. You're more confident in your capabilities. But if you've never tried, you don't know. Okay, like literally, if you've never tried, you don't know. And when you're in that space of, I'm just kind of like second guessing myself, I'm just kind of like wondering if I'm good enough and da 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 da, like that whole like imposter. So, let me see here, what was I thinking about? All right, so our primer is nice and tacky, which is what I want. So I'm gonna go in with some foundation. I am just using my hands. I'm gonna go back in with concealer when I'm ready. So you guys, for me, weight training was the beginning of really exploring myself, my own body, and what my body could do. And I just never done that for myself before. I'd never truly explored that. And also not just explored it, but explored it in a way that was very like gentle, like loving to myself. Versus like, you're such a fucking fat ass, like you can't do this and you're never gonna get there and blah, 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 blah. And look at all your rolls and like all that stuff. If there's one thing that I can tell you guys that was a game changer for me, it was my self-talk. It was absolutely my self-talk and shifting the way that I referred to myself, that I talked at myself when I was inside of a workout or the gym or really anywhere. Like I started taking it outside of the gym, because it's not just about, get my ears too. Can't forget the ears, girl. We have like a white face and pink ears. You don't want none of that. So anyway, my self-talk inside of the gym is what number one changed like everything for me. Because again, I stopped talking about myself like, oh my God, you're such a fat ass and you can't do this move and you can't do this, or like comparing myself to how like fucking, you know, all these people on Instagram and online were working out. At the time it wasn't Instagram, at the time it was more YouTube. But now it's like all like Instagram and like all that shit. Like you're so pressured to be able to do all of these moves like right off the cuff. And that's part of the reason why I started Alchemized exercise, because I wanted to show women that you can do like moves, like you can enjoy your workout, you can have a lot of fun, and you can really get into it and work your fanny, okay, without like basically tearing yourself down, like without doing all these impossible moves that you're really not ready for, and like basically hurt yourself or overdo it, but then talk crap to yourself and be like, no, I need to get back in there, and like over emasculate and all that good shit, or bad shit, I guess. Because that was really a cycle. Like that was a cycle, and it was a cycle that I found myself trying to get into, and I very quickly pulled the fuck back. But since the beginning, I want you guys to know that just because I encourage women to like listen to their bodies, and just because I encourage women to love on themselves and change their self-talk to I'm a motherfucking badass, versus like I can't do this and I can't do that, doesn't mean that I don't work my ass off, and it doesn't mean that I like cheat on a workout. And that's the thing, like you have to really like, I don't want to say you have to, but like when you start really doing this and getting into it and diving into your own body, stretching those limitations and really like deciding to push yourself for no one but you. That's a big one. Do not push yourself for anyone but you, okay? Do it because you want to do it. And there's things that I think about that motivate me inside of a workout whenever I feel like I am right at the brink and I feel like I can't do any more, but I know that inside of me there is something. Because let's just be honest, you guys, a lot of workouts for me are meant to simulate real life. And there's real life situations where you feel like you can't fucking do anymore. You can't go anymore. You can't be anymore. Like you just can't, blah, blah, blah. And somehow, you know, we have to find it. We have to find it in us. And if you're a parent, you know exactly what I mean, because you do that shit every day. And so I had to start really kind of like getting in my own practice with this experience and being like, okay, I'm going to simulate, you know, some of these like legit experiences so that I can kind of like develop that muscle. All right. Develop the mental like stamina and endurance as well as the physical endurance of what life takes. And so doing that, I had to start focusing on things that made me happy, because I can tell you right now, focusing on things like you can't do this, or focusing on like how bad you want this body, or like that kind of shit, it's not going to motivate you. It's not going to motivate you. Like, I don't care. You can do it for a few months. It's not going to last, okay? Because you are focusing on hate to motivate you, and it does not work. You'll burn out on it. So you have to find something greater than yourself, greater than like that moment to really focus on, to build your mental capacity, to build up yourself and your own self-talk, to continue to build your muscles and that uncomfortability with change and shifting, because when we build our muscles, it hurts, okay? It does hurt. And there's a level of it that should hurt, like, you know, whenever you're literally tearing muscle tendon to rebuild underneath. So it's going to be uncomfortable. You're going to be sore, like whatever. That's why that happens. But hold on, I got to blend out this concealer before I get dry here. But the thing is like finding something to focus on greater than yourself is what gets you or keeps you going in those moments of it being very uncomfortable or very difficult or very whatever, and like really pushing and finding, like pushing past your own limitations. And for me, it used to be my daughter. When I first started, it was my daughter, because I was so fucked, like, and yes, I say the word fuck a lot. Anybody who doesn't watch my stuff a lot, put in your earphones if you have small children or whatever, because I say fuck and I have no shame. So, what I was saying is that I was very damaged from my parents, and I was very damaged from the space that I was in, and I was very damaged in my own self-worth. And so really for me, the starter was having my daughter and me kind of having a wake-up call and recognizing that my health was not in a good place. And that my health was never going to be in a good place until I decided to do something about it, and not for like anybody else, you know. But at the time I started it out for my daughter because I wanted to basically change the way that she saw things done as far as health in her house, because I saw how my family treated their bodies. I saw how they looked at their bodies and their health, and they just think it's a big fucking game. And so they don't take care of themselves, and it drove me crazy. Like, and I was like, this is never going to be me. It's never going to be me. Like, I can't do this, you know, like, I'm not going to let myself do this. I'm not going to let my daughter get in these fucking situations where she's like pill popping like crazy, whenever in reality, it's just health and diet that could help her so much. Like, and just, there's a more holistic way. There's a more holistic way. Okay. So I started exploring and finding that more holistic way for myself. And so in the beginning, my motivation was my daughter, and literally seeing her, and I would get into a space where I would think about, you know, like her as a happy and healthy baby, and like me as her mommy, and like what kinds of things we would do together, and how it would change my life. Like literally how weight training and doing these moves and reps and my movements that I selected were based off of those things, based off of the things that I needed at that moment. I used to carry Scarlett. I used to wrap her all the time. If you guys watch like OG when I was still like Diaries of a New Mom, I know I changed my name, like I changed my socks back then, because I just like as far as like names and like naming shit, I am so like, Okay, I'm like, oh, this fits me better. No, that fits me better. Like, no. I'm like a chronic editor. Like, I'll say that. Like, I would probably be a great editor because I love like finding like little things and just be like, all right, you guys, so that's powder and foundation all done. If you're curious on what I used the combination of the Pretty Fresh primer and BB cream from BB cream, CC cream, I don't know what the fuck, from ColourPop, and then I color corrected or concealed with brightened, more like, I didn't color correct shit. I brightened my face with this Photo Focus, okay, Photo Focus concealer. So let's go ahead and move into some blush and bronzer, and then we'll do a little eyeshadow at the end because I'm not really feeling like I want like a ton of eyeshadow on today. I just want like a really pretty fresh, okay? I want something that's pretty fresh. So as I was saying, I'm trying to remember where my train of thought was at. So I started out thinking about things like that. I started out thinking about how those movements, that time, would change the way that I was with, like, would change the time that I was with my daughter, would change the quality of the time that I had with her, that it would change the quality of her life later on. Like, I would think about things like that as I was doing the workout. And when shit got hard, okay, when shit was like, okay, I have 5 more reps to do, but I am dead. Like, I am literally dead. And I would go, okay, this is what I'm thinking about right now. Like, I want to push my limit. I want to find where I'm at, like, in a real level. And so I would push that and I would find it and I would think about those things. I would think about my daughter. I was thinking about pushing through those barriers for her. And then later on, as things began to progress in my journey, I realized that my daughter being my muse, or like, say my muse, she wasn't my muse back then. She was more like my everything, okay? I'll put it that way. All right, I'm gonna use the NARS Laguna bronzer, and then this is the Morphe M530. I love this brush. I love it for contouring, and this is a great color for like contour and bronze. So I'm gonna use NARS Laguna, and I'm gonna put it in a C shape all over like my face, pretty much, like all in here. And then I'm gonna do it along the jawline right here too. So, as I was saying with my little, I used to be like, oh my God, she is my everything. She is my muse. She is my life. She is the reason I do everything in my whole life. Okay. Basically like erasing myself. Okay. And it was an easy way for me to kind of like bypass some of the shit that I needed to work on inside of my own self. Because it was, you know, I feel like whenever you have that person for you, you really also kind of ignore yourself, and you ignore, it's a great scapegoat. I'll just put it that way. It's like a great scapegoat for you. And then one day I started really recognizing, like, I'm trying to think about what was kind of like the moment where I stopped really focusing on, because it's not like Scarlett isn't a motivator for me. She definitely is a motivator for me, and it's not like I don't think about her in the gym, but now I think about things for myself. Like, I think about like my healthy body. I think about like currently what I've been thinking about is I want to grow Alchemized exercise to 10 ladies in the class. And what I've been thinking about when things get really, really hard is I've literally been envisioning 10 women like holding hands in a circle together and like just feeling that vibe. Like, I feel the vibe and like the euphoria that I feel whenever I work out for myself. And I just imagine that euphoria and that vibe with those ladies, and it's something that's been getting me through really powerfully. And I've just been really thinking about like why I'm doing this, and my intentions behind the whole shebang. Ooh, girl, it's so powerful. So that's what when I say like, don't do it for other people, I don't do it for your husband, don't do it for him, don't do it for any of those people, because honestly, when you do that, you get so hooked into what their narrative is for you. And I am the first person to like say this, like, you get very hooked into the narrative that other people have when you start doing shit for them all the time, and you really bypass yourself. So I'm a huge advocate for being selfish as fuck, okay? I am a huge advocate for it. And people are like, oh my God, I can't believe you say that. I can't believe you are that. I can't believe you... Like, Don't care. I am selfish as fuck. You know why? Because it's holy, all right? It's holy to be selfish because we need to take care of ourselves. We need to take care of ourselves. Nobody else is going to do it. And when everybody else tries to be like, why are you taking this time for yourself? And that's another reason why I feel like working out like really saved me as well, is because I needed time to myself. I needed that time to just find out who I was for me, for myself, for my own experience. I could not have anybody else telling me who the fuck I was anymore. I needed to know for myself, and I needed to create that experience for me, and then I needed to be able to validate it and hold it for myself, because I literally was in a space of just straight up fucking anxiety, like anxiety all the time. Because I just didn't know who I was. I had no idea who I was. And it was so frustrating, and it was so disempowering to not know who you are and not to really like have any type of like hard experience to draw off of. Because I am a go-getter. Like I'm a homebody. Here's the funny thing about me, you guys, and a lot of people don't know this if you watch me online. But I am a very big homebody. I like being at home. I like being in my own environment, in my comfortable environment, but I am also a go-getter, and I like accomplishments. I like to get shit done, okay? And so as a result, I'm always doing something, okay? Like I'm always just putting myself into something, and when I do it, I give it everything I have, okay? And so at the time, I'm like feeling my foundation is still a little bit tacky. But that's okay. We can work with that. So at the time, little Hourglass ambient lighting powder. This is so pretty. I love this for like, just like I just got out of the gym glow. Like, look, okay, so this is what we look like right now. And then you just put like a little bit of this powder on there. Look at that. Okay, and then this side is just nothing. Right? It's just a little bit. It's just nice and fresh. It's a fresh, dewy glow, and I really like it. So I can kind of just like put that bitch all over. So taking that hour, that like hour and a half, whatever it was, sometimes it was 2 hours, and sometimes it didn't include a workout, okay? Sometimes it included me laying on the gym floor in a room by myself and just like laying there and breathing and just letting my mind think about whatever it wanted to think about, letting myself sit in the moment and be whatever I wanted to be, like no pressure, okay? I needed that time more than I can even express. And I find that a lot of women also need this time that is empowering to them, that shows them who they are. Like a lot of us, we go, oh my God, I'm gonna get time for myself. And then we go watch Netflix for an hour and a half. And I'm not saying that Netflix is a bad thing, because again, I'm always about like, enjoy yourself. Like I watch movies all the time. I love Netflix, okay? It's great. But there's a difference between like I can sit down and enjoy a movie versus like I'm trying to distract myself from something that's going on in my life. And rather than sitting with myself and honoring who I am, I'm just gonna go watch a TV show to like distract my brain, or distract my body, distract my mind from my body. That's what we're trying to do. Distract my mind from my body. So getting that time for yourself where you can just sit really calmly, collectedly, and connect with who you are, with what you want, with what you need, and give that to yourself, it is so empowering. And then I was telling my client this morning while we were doing our weight sets, she was like, we were banging out our like back routine. And I was like, make that weight your bitch, you know? And I said, this is why I love weight training, because like after you've done like freaking, 45 reps of anything, okay, whether you're beginner, not beginner, like whatever your setup weight is for your back work and all that stuff, like after you've done 45 reps, nobody's gonna fucking tell you shit, okay? Nobody's gonna tell me nothing. You know why? Because most people don't even take the time to sit with themselves in that space of uncomfortability for that long. okay? They don't do it. And that's what really, for me, like weight training and like honoring my body and my body's need to move, and also my own personal need to express some frustration. That's another one. I feel like women are like told you can't be angry, you can't be upset, you can't like even get a little ruffled fucking feather. You know, you have to be so good all the time and you have to be so cute all the time. I fucking hate when people call me cute. I don't like it at all. You know why? Because I'm not cute. I'm a fucking fierce ass bitch, okay? And I'm not fucking playing, all right? I'm not fucking playing with you. So for me, that's how I feel after weight training. And to be honest with you, I needed that. I needed that level of confidence. I needed that level of depth in my life and in my body and in my own experience. And that's what weight training does for me. I absolutely fucking love it. And it's part of the reason why I again started Alchemized exercise, because I understand that women need to fucking move. And all women, okay? Like all women, they all need to move. Like not just people at home, not just people, because now everybody's fucking at home. You know, and you want to enjoy your workout in the comfort of your own home and the clothes that you want to fucking wear. And you want to get shit done, okay? And I get it. Like, I totally understand, which is why I created this space, because I knew that women needed it. So it's a very focused space. And I call it mindful fitness because it's what it is. I mean, we are still getting tone, girl. It's a strength building class, 110%. You will build strength, you will build muscle, and that's the focus of the class. Along with like some stretching and like things like that. But I can't talk and do my lower lash line. Beautiful. We will weight train and we will do those things. However, what I was sharing is that I call it mindful fitness because I am very mindful about what we are doing inside of the time. I pray over the space. I ensure that the space is safe, cleansed, blessed, and cleared right before we do the workout. And I also, after the workout, I lead you in a very mindful meditation to be intentional about the space that you just created, okay? So we just worked out, right? Maybe we worked out the back, maybe we worked out the chest, maybe we worked out the booty, okay? Whatever we worked out. Dropping into your body and feeling that space, really feeling into that space and being like, okay, I feel where it was really tight in my womb, or it was really tight in my heart, or it was really tight in my stomach. And working out and really channeling that feeling, that emotion, that whatever was there, channeling through that space, and allowing it to really detox from my body. That space, how does it feel now? Does it feel clear? Does it feel open? Okay. And then being intentional about what you're going to do with that space and claiming that space. That's a big one too, is claiming that space for you, because a lot of the time that space has been claimed for somebody else for a long time. Maybe you've been holding on to shit about your parents. I know that's me. Maybe you're holding on to shit about your spouse. Maybe you're hanging on to shit about your kids. Maybe you're hanging on to shit about your coworkers. Maybe you're hanging on to shit about whatever. There's so much that we can hang on to, okay? Like, and that space, as we're holding on to things, is claimed then by other people. And then we don't feel safe to be inside of our body because every part of our fucking body is claimed by somebody else. And so when we work out, we clear that space, and then we are intentional about the reclamation of it. And I sit with you guys and we set intentions around that space and around it being yours and you doing with it what makes you happy. So that's basically the gist of what I do inside of an Alchemized fitness class. If you're interested, I do an Alchemized exercise class every single Sunday at 1 p.m. EST. If you'd like to join, it's $11, or if you would like to join the Alchemized exercise membership, it's $22 a month, and you get 4 classes. 4 classes, boo. That's amazing. That's fucking epic, okay, as far as value goes. All right, so this is the Morphe little brow shaper, and oh my god, for $7, this is like one of the best brow pencils I've ever used. And it doesn't have a weird tint to it, because if you don't know, freaking these brow shapers, man, they'll be like orange and shit when you get like one from the drugstore. And I'm not knocking drugstore products, because there are a lot of good, really, really, really good drugstore products. There's also a lot of shitty ones. And brows from the drugstore is definitely a difficult one. And I feel like the Morphe Brow Shaper is really, really good, because it's still like smooth. I've got music on in the background. Hopefully Facebook doesn't kick me off. I'm also on my period right now, you guys. I did a period vlog I'm going to have up on my YouTube channel. Actually, I don't know if I'm going to have it on my YouTube channel. I think it may end up being a vlog for my Alchemized exercise group. But I just did a vlog for the first day of my period and how I like drop in and just really connect with my body during that first day, and it's just some practices and exercises that I like to do, stretches to open up my hips and just feel into that space. What else? But I'm on my period right now, and so I'm a big chatter. I definitely feel all the high priestess vibes when the cycle is here. All right, you guys, so these are the brows all done. I'm gonna pop on a little, this is the Anastasia clear brow gel, and I do like this stuff. It's good. Ain't nobody gonna cry today. Ain't nobody gonna die today. You can save that drama for another day. Hey. My client today was like, why are you getting so much skinnier than me? And I'm like, girl, I'm working out like 8 times a week. Like, you can't judge yourself based off of your fucking trainer. Like, boo, you know, like this is my life. All right. This is what I do. And even so, I want you guys to know as well, like just a quick note on, the whole skinny thing and blah, 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 blah. With I'm trying to think about how I want to say what I'm going to say. I can't remember. That's okay. Oh yeah, she was talking about basically like, how are you so skinny? Like, da 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 da. And I'm like, honey, I train with you twice a week. I train with everybody else like as well, and then I do my own routine because I'm constantly coming up with routines. I have a 4-year-old, like, and I run a business, and I work at a bar, and I do all the fucking things, you know, like all the fucking things. And so you can't be like, oh, well, I should look like that, you know, instantaneously. And she wasn't, but I'm just saying some people do. And you know what else is something that people do that drives me fucking crazy is people automatically assume that that my body looks the way that it does because of the way that my husband cooks for me. And I have news for all those people. Yes, it is incredibly wonderful, and it is so lovely that my husband cooks for me and that he is a plant-based chef, and yes, it is a great help. I will say that. However, I would also dare you. I would dare you to follow what I do just in a single week and tell me how much weight you lose. Okay? So, for all those people that are like, oh my God, you're just the greatest because Tom cooks for you and da 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 da, you can fly a kite. Because you have no idea. And I know that people say dumb shit just because they think it's funny or they think that they know some shit, but they don't. And I get that, but it's a comment that I get a lot. And so I'm just going to address it, that this body right here, these biceps right there, they didn't get here with luck, okay? They got here with a shitload of time in the gym, okay? Okay. Now that that's out of the way, feeling very fucking sassy right now. Feeling very fucking sassy. Oh my God, I love that look. Like that just mascara and brown eyeshadow with the bronzer. You're just like, hey bitch, what's up? Just feeling myself, okay? I'm feeling myself. That is a lipstick brush. Just want like a little something. No, my daughter's gonna put that in black. My baby girl is in my makeup like all the time, and I have to be careful because a brush that I use like all the time, like on my inner corner or something, she'll suddenly have just like put black eyeshadow on it, and I'll be like, ah! So I have to be careful with that. But anyway, I love like just a nice clean look like this. It is so pretty. And then I'll probably just put on a little gloss and call it a day because I am working out. Like I'm not going fucking crazy or nothing like that. And then I work at the bar tonight. So yes, if you guys want to swing by, if you're local, come by Monserc, 6 to 10. There are going to be lovely drinks served. It's going to be freaking awesome. And then on Thursdays, I read tarot cards and energy as well from 6 to 10. So if you are looking to get a chakra clearing, I would ask you please to kind of let me know before you're going to come in. I do try to talk to people like, hey, you know, let me know because it does take a moment to kind of set the space, but if you don't, it's okay. It's just going to take me a few minutes to get the space set up, but I do chakra clearings and I also do card readings as well. The card readings are $20. The chakra clearings are $33 for 15 minutes or $55 for 30 minutes because it's an intense session. It's a very intense session. So yeah, I love you guys. I hope you have an absolutely beautiful day. If you're interested in anything that I do fitness-wise, personal training, any of those things, you can find me at jenquiggcoaching.com. You can also find me on Patreon. That's where my Alchemized exercise fitness membership is. You can think about me like your freaking fitness pal, okay? My fitness pal. I just don't have an app yet. I'm working on that though. I've been researching like apps and stuff like that that would be perfect for what I'm doing. So I'm looking, okay? I'm looking. But I love you guys. I hope you have an incredible Tuesday. I'm sending you massive, massive love, and I hope that this video just helped you in your own weight training journey, that you know that you're not alone, okay? Sometimes I talk shit, sometimes I come on here and talk great, sometimes I have a story, sometimes I don't, sometimes I'm just here to do makeup. I'm just here to share. So I love you guys. Mwah. Chat to you later. Bye.